Isn't friendship its own miracle? The finding of another person who made the entire lonely world somehow seem less lonely. Hey, this is me Nivya, and today I'm going to speak about or review the book A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. I picked up this book seeing the cover picture, the picture of a guy going through so much of pain, emotions and sorrow. And that's exactly the content of this book as well. It's so much aligned with the cover page. It's traumatic, depressing, and that's what exactly the author wants us to feel as well during the course of the read or at the end of the read. Before reading this book, I knew that it's based upon friendship, but after reading this book, I can tell you that it's much beyond that, and I'll come to that later. But first, let me tell you that it's a long, slow-paced book, like it's around 700 to 800 pages, and I myself felt it quite boring in the first 100 pages. But I'm so glad that I did not stop reading it there, because as the pages go through, I fell in love with the characters in the book more. It's the last 100 pages that I loved the most, because by then you are living the characters, you feel the pain of that main character, and at one point you really forget that it's a work of fiction, and you really hope that no one goes through whatever that main character is going through in this book. Now, speaking about the plot, it's about four college friends who have radically different backgrounds and follow divergent paths after graduating. Still, they remain in each other's lives, they support each other, and their relationship becomes like a chosen family. These four characters have different stories to tell us, but the main spotlight is on a character named Jude, who has a very tragic childhood, which he doesn't even want to share with his friends. He is being loved by everyone, his friends and others, but because of the childhood baggage that he carries, he's unable to move on in his life, and he self-harms. And this book has a lot of trigger warnings like self-harm, chronic pain, grief, depression, suicidal attempts, drug usage, and various forms of abuses like physical abuse on minor, domestic abuse, psychological abuse, and sexual assault. As I said before, it's much beyond friendship and brotherhood. It's all these trigger warnings that makes this book very much insightful, and you feel a lot of like empathy with the characters, and it makes you feel hollow. I must tell you that if you're going through a low phase of your life, or if your day is not good, to not pick up this book, because this book is already a very painful, intense, panicking, shocking and devastating one. So do not add to your emotions unless you want to feel better by telling yourself that, okay, I'm in a much better state than what the characters in this book are. I took a lot of time to complete reading this book, unlike other fictions, because one, this book is itself quite long, and the second one is that the content is such that it requires breaks while you read this book. I would not list this book in the books that will make you cry, because this book made me feel void and numb, which I believe is the next level of emotion. With that, this is me, Nivya, signing off. Until we meet next time, keep reading a lot of books. Bye, take care, happy reading.